for educational critical review and reaction is the late, great Jordan Maxwell.
Metaphorical stories, metaphors, and symbolic metaphors going back into history. Somebody has designed our religions. They've designed our education. Somebody has decided what it is we humans are going to believe, what we're going to teach, and what we're going to do. And somebody is controlling us from outside the earth, from off planet. And I believe that there are spirits, that there are actual spirits. We call them poltergeists, demons, devils, angels, sons of God, spirits, angels. I don't know what they are, but there's no doubt in my mind that they do exist. There is with us right now on this earth other life forms that are not of this world. They are spirits, demons, devils, angels, all kinds of spiritual creatures. And these, whoever they are, because they're here, because too many times we were having that proven that they are here, and all the ancient religions of the world realized that there were demons and devils and good angels, bad angels, and angel is simply ange, which is a messenger, and El was God. And so Angel is a messenger of God. Well, what are you talking about? I'm not sure what we're talking about. I'm sure that there's something out there that's communicating with us, and it's guiding our lives. It's our destiny. They're guiding us in what we believe and what we do politically, and how we're living our lives as humans. Something out there is guiding us, and we don't see it, so therefore it doesn't register with us, and therefore it doesn't bother us. We don't see that there are spirits who are guiding the destiny of the human family. They mess with you. They're feeding you with ideas and belief systems and teaching you things where we grow up as a baby. When we come into the world, we just accept the things which our parents are a part of. We accept the culture. We accept their belief systems, and whatever they believe, that's what we believe. Never realizing that where your parents got the idea was from spirits, from ancient times, the ancient world. There were other entities who were here, spirit creatures that were teaching the human race how to do things and what to believe. And so I'm totally sure that's the bottom line on everything we're talking about, is that our religions, our belief systems, our political, educational systems are all designed for us by the spirit world. Off-planet spirit world has been messing with us for a long, long time. There have been spirits here on this earth, and we don't see them, we don't relate to them, and they know it, and so they can use us, they watch us, and we're told in the Bible about the evil spirits and the demons and the devils and the angels. I think there is, in fact, something to that idea that we humans are being misled. We're being played for fools, and we don't question very deeply anything. We don't question where things come from. Somebody better look at where we have come from, who we humans are, and are we being played by spirit entities that you could call extraterrestrials or UFOs, and all that connection is there in the Bible, that they were called spirits and demons and devils. We're talking about the same thing. A spirit world is leading all of us, and we're so damnable, ignorant, and self-centered and egotistical. We are playing right into the hands of the spirit world that's leading us. Even our leaders are misleaders. They're being led by spirits. We're talking about demonism, devil worship. And my God, that's become very big now in the world today. You hear a lot about devil worshippers and demonism and child sacrifice and altar boys and raping young boys. Right. All of that goes back to the same original churches and religion of the Middle Ages, which were doing the same thing they've always done. And all religions have to do with the war between light and darkness, with sex, with the sun worship, the worship of the moon, the worship of the planet Saturn. Right. It's a whole study. And you need to spend years and years reading and studying it to understand it finally. And I'm trying to help you so you don't have to spend years. I think it's very important that when we use terms, we know where they come from and understand why we're using those words and terms, because so many people are misled because they don't know what the words mean, and the religious leaders are depending on that so that you don't ask them any questions that they can't answer. So they will fill you with incredible stories, but if you ask them questions and you're really thinking and have done your homework and start studying the subject of theology and where these ideas have come from, you're going to find that the people who are leading the religious movements around the world do not know where these ideas have come from. They're just regurgitating what they were taught, and they have no idea because it's been so camouflaged, so covered up that you would never, ever suspect where the ideas that you believe have come from and what they really represent. I think that this is probably one of the most interesting parts of religion, is what do these stories actually represent? Where did they come from? And what did they mean in the original story that was borrowed from? And when you start doing that kind of research, checking to see where these ideas were first expressed and what did they mean then, and now see how we're looking at them today and accepting them today, you will see we really need to go back and do our homework. So that's what I try and do. I try and get people to think about what they say they believe and tell you the truth. And I know that doing that, sometimes you can make an enemy, but like the Apostle Paul said in the scriptures, am I supposed to be your enemy because I tell you the truth? Or have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? And that's exactly what happens when you tell people things they don't want to hear. You are no longer their friend. They don't want to hear from you again because you are causing them to wake up, and they're not interested in waking up. They want to stay where they are and believe what they want, and they'll be happy. And so if you come in, I've used this illustration before. If you were sound asleep and you're very, very tired and you're very deeply asleep, and someone comes into your bedroom quietly and slips up close to your bed and turns on a 600-watt bulb next to you, it's going to startle you. And you're obviously going to move your head away from the light and guard your eyes so the light won't hit your eyes because it's too bright. And that's what happens when you tell people something they don't want to hear. They turn their head. They don't want to hear it. They put their hands up in front of their eyes. They don't want to see it. And why? Because if you're telling them the truth is light. Light and truth are one of the same things in the Bible. So if you're going to tell somebody something, you're going to enlighten them. And most people don't want to be enlightened. They don't care to know. They want to be happy with doing what they're doing, and it's not important to them. It's not really that important. And so they just want to believe what they want to believe. It's not important to know the truth, unless, of course, when you die, if you're going to come before a creator and be judged, well, that's different. But that's your problem. You'll find out when you leave this world what's going to happen to you. But I have always wanted to know the truth because the truth will set you free. And believe me, it's an incredible story about when you start looking into where these ideas that are written in religion, spirituality, and the Bible and the holy books, where they came from and what they actually mean and how they are still being misunderstood today. For thousands of years, we've been misled. And Christianity especially, and Judaism the Jewish religion today has no idea in this world where the precepts and concepts and belief systems in Judaism actually came from. And I have said before that if you knew where these ideas have come from and what they represented when they first came on the scene thousands of years ago, you would be shocked to know what you are involved in. You would be totally shocked to understand what you are involved with. And so many of these stories have to do with sex, pornography, violence, bloodshed, murder, incredible dark stuff that's being promoted in religions that we don't even know what the words mean. Like Atlantis will be led somewhere that we're not going to want to be very soon. It's going to show itself that we have allowed ourselves to be brought into a confrontation with the spiritual forces of the universe. We are looking for serious trouble coming in this country, and ultimately in Israel, the Middle East, and all the other places that we're seeing the human family at odds with each other, warring against each other. There's some kind of a new world order being planned for us. And I see it as a demonic depravity. And I'm frightened to death at the implications of it, because I really feel very securely that we're going to wake up soon around the earth. People are going to begin to wake up to find out we have strayed from where we're supposed to be as a human family a long time ago. Right. And we are now heading for some terrible catastrophe.
I was going to ask you about that they believe that the biggest demon in the zeitgeist exists in social media, and exists in the telephones, and exists in the computers, because of the fact that viral magic now can travel on the internet a lot quicker than the magic that was created by people like Aleister Crowley and Jack Parsons and the other magicians. In fact, there were a number of, there was a New York Times article that was released, or actually was published, I think it was back on October 23rd, that was talking about how there were some people, in fact, one woman who works with Mark Zuckerberg said that she believes that there are devils in the telephones, literal devils in the telephones, that are mesmerizing and putting the entire country and the entire world into a agreed upon trance. What do you say?
That's it. Yes. I am sure that there is something to that idea that our technology is actually given to us. There's no doubt in my mind our technology today is being given to us by higher spiritual powers. I have examples that I would use to show you that of things which have happened to me. Which I would take a few minutes to have to explain it to you, but I've had people explain to me how our world is being led by higher intellectual or spiritual powers that are leading us and giving us our technology and preparing us for something that's coming.
Are they like aliens? Are these aliens, or are they demons? What are we experiencing? Who's handing us the technology?
Well, it is a very good question. I'm not really sure, but I have been told things by people that were going to happen. I have had the opportunity to be told by certain people that had the ability to tell the future. And they tell me things which are going to happen 2 or 3 years in advance in minute detail. And it's just amazing the small and tiny parts of the story that is going to so happen to me, say 5 years from today, and they give you the date and the hour and the certain time that thing is going to happen, and who you're going to be with, and what you're going to be wearing, and where you're going to be, and what the person with you is going to be wearing, and what they're going to say. And this was years before it happened. And then when it happens, it dawns on me, my God, this is what I was told years ago was going to happen. So it implies that there is some kind of an overshadowing, I would say a Wi-Fi, so to speak, or some sort of a Wi-Fi communication over us, and our brains are computers and our bodies are a battery. And so we are a walking computerized system. We are a biological battery with a brain as a computer. There must be some kind
devils and the jinns of the Muslim people. All of the ancient cultures of the world, as you say, talk about the presence of a spiritual